colour scheme. And I noticed that Jenson Button now on all of his GT racing cars.
Let the car behind know that the door is open. Best to get that clarified.
For second place, it is going to be the Mikes, Whittaker and Jordan. There's the TVR Griffith. Mike Whittaker started, Mike Jordan brings it home. And
doing Sergison there, waiting his turn in the pit lane. But as hustling on.
Julian Wilton comes through the chicane. Using that drone cam again, up towards the checkered flag though, but he's going to be a win for Porsche WSC 95 as he blasts away from the line.
Gosh, just so evocative, isn't it? And Tom wearing his retro.
The car through Woodcote. Now, we did have a bit of a sort-out in order to put Lothra into the lead, and it was here, out of the chicane. Jack Tetley's Chevrolet suddenly seemed to slow right down. That was
Gordon Davies. He might be able to mount another attack into Madgwick.
Well, here they come, then over the timing line. Jack Tetley, fastest lap of the race at 1:29, and he's right on the back of Davies. Look as they... Right, for second place then, here comes the Camaro Capri fight. Chevrolet versus Ford, Jack Tetley versus Mike Jordan. Emanuele Pirro, as Tom Ingram rightly says, has lit up the...
And what about a Formula One car? I mean, how about that? The McLaren M23, this car owned by Lucas Halusa, but just looking fantastic. You might find, I suppose, one or two of the F1 teams could have come in.
The first part of the circuit, of course, the quicker corners of Madgwick, Ford Water, into the first part of St Mary's, and the runs between each of those. That's where those with the longer legs can really make use of that.
And the time to beat, although it's a big ask for one of the older cars, 1 minute 40.6 seconds. That's the top time at the moment, but as ever, Ben Mellor's throwing everything at this. Can he get close to a 140? He's going to miss out, but it's not going to be a million miles away, that's for sure. So here he comes then now, turn right. Anybody else on the track? They are now 12 seconds clear of anybody else. As down now towards Woodcote Corner comes this battle between Gary Pearson in the lead of the race, right there behind him. It is Harvey Stanley then, and the margin between them is still no more than half a second, and it has been like this really since the race started.
Bravery test, isn't it, between the two of them? Who's later on the brakes into Woodcote?
So Mark Gill is just hanging on to the advantage for now. As you look down from the drone, first time we've used the drone live from Goodwood on television, and up towards the timing line. Now I think Mark Gill is getting away. He's done the fast. Hopefully it is there. Duncan Ricketts with the Parnell Challenger, starting 9. For a moment, I found a gap on the grid. Let's just check that they actually get to the line. So up they come. Yes, I have a horrible feeling that car might be abs, but there's Mark Gillies in the green ERA. As I say, that's going to be... Through is the 930, the Group B car, Heiko Osterman at the wheel of it, which has been a late extra to the entry.
Characteristics and performance characteristics of these cars. Some have got the power down the straight, some like Hubbard and his little Vauxhall 3098 have got a smaller, lighter car, a little more nimble in the tighter corners. You're going to see those come alive and challenge the more powerful cars through the twisty section at the back of the lap.
So lap 1 of 5 in the book. Ben Collins
squeezing through, catching everybody unawares.
So the car they were lapping was the Parnell and GK3 of Roland Bechstein, the ex-Reg Parnell car. So the leaders have gone by, 6/10 now the margin, but David Morris has just done the fastest lap of the race. He's not giving up, is he?
But where was that pace earlier on? He needed that 2 laps ago.
Absolutely right, unless he was caught napping a little bit, thinking else is still pushing. Sam Wilson has only lost 1 place on the grid since the car parked, so he's still 4th fastest. Look down from the drone as the cars then now accelerate into the chicane. Ooh, that was a bit bold on the inside. Was that John Milicevic trying to get himself up past Andrew Beaumont? I think it was. Got caught up slightly with the closing speed, so that lap by John Milicevic isn't going to be an improvement. We don't get sectors out of John.
in Nigel Griffiths, ex-Luigi Villoresi, Maserati 6CM. Brilliant shot that, the cars coming down through the chicane. And with 14 minutes on the clock, the green flag now being shown, so we have the session, if you like, properly live. So now the times are going to start to come down.
It's much more about finding the space, whether or not Wilmot can do the same in the Studebaker.
One of the things that we touched on last night, while you were busy being sideways, Tom Ingram joined me to do the Jerry Marshall Trophy, current day touring car racer, and Tom was quite concerned about brakes, particularly on the Camaros and the Mustangs, over 45 minutes. Now actually they held up pretty well to that, but in a 20-minute race
show us what they've got to offer the world in 2020. And SpeedWeek, as you can see, you've got a packed grid there. All the likely marks such as Ferrari, McLaren, Aston Martin there, Lamborghinis obviously always in their nice loud colours, and a couple of Lotuses there on the grid. And Darren, I don't know if any...
So again, Ollie Bryant tries to claw back ground against the TVR Griffith. Mike Jordan hanging on to second place. And of course, the last thing Mike really needs when he's trying to go after the leader is being distracted by this car in his mirrors, thinking about making a move, because Ollie Bryant again closes up at the chicane.
Absolutely, and this is what I was worried about for Mike Jordan. Are his brakes fading? Because you would not normally expect to see the Cobra gaining track position on it.
He still has a look. Great racing this between these two.
And did you see those brakes glowing orange into the last corner? So already, how long are we in? We're only, we're at 20% race distance already, and brakes are already getting that hot. Now, I'd be a bit worried about that.
It's fine. They have a rest. 2-minute pit stop. It'll be fine. But even in a modern Nevada period touring car, brakes can be an issue. Just ask Dan Cammish.
And Jochen, legend in his own lifetime, and lovely to see him signing the car. And I'm always amazed at how emotionally attached these drivers get to their cars. In the past, I mean, I've seen Emo in tears sitting in a Lotus 72. It really is, it's more than just a machine to these guys. Good times and bad times, and it's an emotional journey for them.
Yeah, there are some people that you can initially with the LDS, with the Alfa Romeo engine, LDS standing for Louis Douglas Serurier, South African, created these cars. There's a Climax engine one in the entry as well for Jovanovic.
And either way, can he rejoin with just under 3 minutes of the session to go? Lovely overhead shot looking down as you see the green flag being waved to tell the drivers that it's clear, heading down Lavant Straight towards Woodcote. Down towards that double apex right. Martin Brundle getting quicker and quicker as this session wears on, as you might anticipate. He's now up to 8th fastest. Lucas Halusa into the top 11 now, just at the expense of number 23, the D-type that Joe Macari is driving.